of you again. Welcome to People First on NBC Radio 91.3 and 91.5 FM. With me today is my trusted technician, Jaquan. Actually, he was not supposed to be working this shift, but he's holding on, and I thank him for that. We are not yet on television, but we are on Facebook and YouTube. And so the radio, 91.3 and 91.5 FM, as I said earlier. It's nice to have you in-house. Nice to have you join us. Remember, People First is just a 30-minute program where we highlight some of the achievements of the Philip J. Pierre administration, the Labour administration. This morning I want to talk a little about, just focus a little on health. We have focused some bit on education and stuff. And yesterday was a very significant day. Yesterday we had a naming ceremony. We moved from Victoria Hospital, and we had the naming ceremony for the Winston Parris medical complex, and housed within that other services that I will mention in a while. So for those who are viewing on Facebook and on YouTube, let me play a clip. On radio, it's just the introductory few sentences from the Prime Minister about why, we're opening and naming this institution after a great son of the soil, Dr. Winston Parris. That's video 6. Let's start with video 6, Shaquan.
I always believe that in St. Lucia, there's greatness. I always believe that in St. Lucia, we have examples of greatness. We have examples of people who have, with the limited opportunities, they have scaled great heights, and they are world class. And Winston has reached the highest heights internationally, locally first, then internationally. And I really want to say to St. Lucia, we are a country of greatness. We are a country that has many places to go. We are a country that will make our mark. We have made our mark in the world. We'll continue to make our mark in the world. We'll continue to make our mark in the world in all areas of life. We will continue. In economics, in poetry, in medicine, in law. We will continue. We can achieve their country of greatness. And calling this Victoria Hospital Sir Winston C.B. Parris Medical Complex is testimony of how we feel about ourselves. When someone has done what he has done, we have to truly honor him, respect him, and love him.
It was a great day. Winston Parris, maybe we should talk, maybe Shelton and I will talk a little more about him this afternoon. A great man, pain medicine, a pioneer in pain medicine. Was also nominated for the Nobel Prize for Medicine. I mean, we could have had 3, We could have had 3. And it's fitting to name a medical institution after him. He deserves it. And I am so happy because I remember a time not too long ago, 2016 to 2021, when Victoria Hospital, when we transitioned from there to OKEU, the nurses basically fired, told to resign and reapply, and given 2-year contracts. The dark days of 2016 to 2021, we must not go back there, There must be no recrudescence. Many nurses had to flee the country to survive, or the Bahamas, Bermuda, and the States, etc. Because they were told they had to resign because instead of investing in our human resource, these chaps chose instead to outsource, basically, contracted the Cayman Health City Group to do that transition at $1 million per month. And our nurses suffered greatly. But Philip J. Pierre, he has righted that wrong. And now, not only have we renamed, we have refurbished, we have ensured that the services rendered at the Winston Parris Medical Complex, these services are upgraded. But I must say that there, and Pearl will remind me, the Cuban Eye Care Program is back on stream. And so we can roll a video for. Let us just take a little bit of what is going to be happening there in video 4.
On October 21st, the Ministry of Health offered a statement on the recommencement of surgical procedures at the National Eye Clinic. According to Jenny Daniel, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Health, over the past 25 years, St. Lucia has cooperated with Cuba to provide high-quality eye care services to the public. Her service delivery is said to have been disrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic, but continued in 2022. Then, a critical need for hospital repairs in 2023 resulted in a pause in the eye clinic's surgical procedures.
The ministry then put together a phased implementation of a comprehensive program to strengthen eye services in keeping with the overall agenda of health reform and strengthening. This is in collaboration with our process to accelerate the achievement of Sustainable Development Goal 3.8, universal health coverage, where essential health services will be made available and accessible with limited out-of-pocket spending.
In the same statement, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmar-George then announced the recommencement of eye surgeries at the National Eye Clinic.
Since the commissioning of this clinic on December 2nd, 2024, approximately 60 to 70 persons access various eye care services daily. Also, we are pleased to announce the recommencement of surgeries at the National Eye Clinic as of October 8, 2025. To date, 17 tertium cases have been performed successfully, and cataract surgeries will soon follow.
At Monday's pre-cabinet press briefing, the Health Minister, Honorable Moses Jean-Baptiste, reiterated the announcements made by ministry officials, boasting of the state-of-the-art upgrade given to the facility and its staff.
The surgeries have started, and I'm very pleased to inform the public of St. Lucia that surgeries will continue. I wish as Minister to state our thanks to all the patients who have been waiting, and also all the professionals who have been working with us at the ministry, especially the Cuban Brigade, and all those in the private sector who have been collaborating with us to ensure that we have a state-of-the-art facility.
The public, which had been waiting to undergo surgeries, was thanked for their patience and understanding. Ministry of Health officials and the Caribbean Public Health Agency were thanked for the abundant support that they lent to the completion of this upgrade. For Choice News Now, I am Sienna Dawes.
Wow, wonderful. You know, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm talking to all, it's not just Labour, I'm talking to you across the board, no matter what party color you're wearing. I mean, these are the achievements. These guys went on a frolic with Lima. Up to now, I do not know what Lima is. I do not know what it entailed. You know, these fellas wanted to break away from CARICOM, and they went on the old frolic. And because of that, they broke ties with Cuba and Venezuela, who are helping us. Yes, Venezuela is on the strain now. We'll talk about that some other time. But free eye care, free eye services, these things were delivered to our people. Yes, it was free for you. The Venezuelan paid the Cubans. Yeah, the Cubans were performing because, you know, the Cubans are first-class medics paid by Venezuela. But that was stopped. That was left to rot, equipment and stuff. And all of a sudden, you know, this guy who says he loves us, well, he's pretending now because he's trying to follow in the footsteps of PJP. He says, well, he doesn't hate us and this and that. But they let that go to waste. And many of you know that you had to go to face the private clinic at $5,500 per eye for cataract surgery. A service that was brought to you free of cost. The Cubans were involved. But thank God, you know, we are back in power. And we are not we are not here to rule anybody. PJP doesn't rule. He's not a king. He's leading and he's governing, and he ensured that this essential medical service is back on stream. And you heard the CMO herself. She's happy to report that the 70 or more people are seen per day. Surgeries have recommenced, and you heard the Minister of Health. Surgeries will continue, and there's a backlog. There are many of you on that waiting list for years. You couldn't get through, and some of you could not finance you could not get $5,500 to go and do one of your eyes. But it is back, and you heard the phrase, state of the art. State of the art doesn't mean cladding, It's not the floors, it's not cladding on a wall. It's the services that are provided, top notch. And you heard the equipment there is first class. You understand? Well calibrated. Everything is top. I mean, the rooms are up to. That is first class. On the outside you may look AA. What the services provided, that's what you call first class. And as we get ready for St. Jude, first class too. We're getting ready for St. Jude. We'll talk about that. We delivering to you improved healthcare, and we're not going to mama guy and tell you we're going to give you $75,000, because we know we cannot afford that, we cannot pay for that. We're not just going to say things to make you feel good so that we can get a vote. No, we're not on that. We're going to tell you the truth, and what it is, the truth, that we are coming with universal healthcare. And you could put up one of the pictures so I could read. Just put up picture one. I think I started last week and I stopped. Tuesday I was not well, so I was not in. And let me just go over that quickly. Some of the things that you could get for free. We have some pictures there. Just put up anyone, yeah? Let me just read from the screen. Let me see what's on the screen there. Which one you have up there? I have no idea. There's a slight delay there, so this one? Okay, great stuff. Universal health coverage. Now listen, we're not going to mama guy you and try to tell you we're going to give you $75,000. And when asked to explain, you break down in tears. I'm going to work with the people who are amputated and those who have stroke. That's not how you pay for things. You don't break down and cry. When you are asked to explain your policies, and it's proof that you don't understand the policy that you have. So you all just said that. AI generated that for you all, so you all are just saying that. Ask you all to explain it, none of you all could explain it well. All right? So let's go. Let's go back to the top. Universal, for those in radio land, I'm going to read. Universal health coverage. Now, these are things you get at no cost to you. There's a cost, The taxpayer funds it. But you see, with prudent management, because we have a captain who is very shrewd. He doesn't play fast and loose with the people's money. Your money is your money. He's a steward, and he's a Christian. He has to be responsible for what's entrusted to him. So when he collects and he apportions, he decides, he's able to divide well. So yes, he's able to give you. So for the women, you get your mammogram. Because, breast cancer is still a serious thing. There's a nice ad I saw, one of my friends in it. Well, one or two. Yeah, it's a nice ad because you have to be, that's a killer. Mammograms or breast cancer. So breast cancer services, that's free. You heard that? Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, take advantage of it. It is free. So when you do a mammogram and they detect something there, the follow-up, they send you for a follow-up ultrasound. That's free. Free for you. Okay? I pay no, I no longer pay taxes, I don't think. If you have to do a biopsy, because sometimes the doctor wants to be sure, boy, you think that's cancerous, non-cancerous, you go and do the biopsy. That's free. Ladies, it's free. And the processing, because when the results come back, what's it, the histology or whatever, it comes back, the doctors have the thing, leading to a diagnosis, that's free. So for ladies, the breast cancer screening, that's free. Okay? Also for ladies, let me pull up my thing there too. The cervical cancer, if you can go down the screen now. Cervical cancer. Some people say cervical, forgive me, tomatoes. Now, I'm not sure what, but some test. liquid-based cytology. Ladies, you have been for that? That's free. There's a new technique for the conducting pap smears and HPV testing. Yeah, because, we're modern now, we're upgrading. So the new testing, I guess it's less invasive. It's less invasive and stuff. That is free. So ladies, they're taking care of you, Philip J. Pierre, Musa, I say Musa is my classmate. They're taking care of you. We're not mama guying you with 75 because we know 75, we cannot afford that yet. But step by step. You understand? So for ladies, we have that. Let's go again. Let's go top right hand. Snake bites. Ooh, and I was made to understand that that's a real thing, that's serious because the snakes are coming back to the natural habitat. We're going back up, Shakwan. The snake bites and preventative measures, the anti-venom if you're stung, analgesics, that's the painkillers, the lab tests, imaging studies, surgery if required, because sometimes, boy, that can be serious, regardless of what stage you're on. Yeah, it can be serious. You understand? So some of you are bitten by snakes, especially, I see Jaime in his garden there and he's always posting pictures of snake. Jaime, poor God, we don't want to lose you yet. Hospitalization, if you need to be hospitalized because of snake bite, and your outpatient clinic, physiotherapy, all of that is free. We're doing things incrementally. We're not going to make wild promises that we can keep. It's free. Let's go back down. Maternal child health services. The pregnant women. We have a lot of fathers, well, not fathers, men who don't take care of their responsibilities. You all like the right, but you all don't like the responsibility. Remember, a child is a mortgage, That's a lifetime commitment, and some people don't like commitment. They don't like responsibility. Anyway, so mother and child, your lab services, ultrasounds, etc., all free. Free, of course, to you. Men's health, now, fellas, that's including me. Boy, I tell you, I had a troubling me there. My appointment is for tomorrow. I don't know if they'll have surgery in it. I pray to God, no. Maybe they'll just treat that. Some ingrown toenail and thing. Give me a lot of trouble. When we don't like to go and check. But we need to. We should. Men, for you go do your clinical review, your prostate cancer screening. I had these days, you all don't like this fellas, that invasive thing. You could do that blood test now and stuff. You could do that, because prostate cancer is a killer, right? Prostate cancer screening, prostate ultrasounds, urology, consultation for men. All of that is free. So in healthcare, universal healthcare, there are a lot of things that we are giving, that the Philip J. Pierre administration is giving you. Now, I'm going to read, let's put up those in red. The mood is red. I just said that there because the photos coming up is you can put the first one, Philip J. Pierre. Oh, that's Musa. I also have from Philip J. Pierre, Universal healthcare services. What do we have? Free maternal and child. I just read that. Now, another thing that I did not read. Well, I'm not sure what order you have it on the screen. Yeah, just put another one. Yeah, let me just see it on the screen. This one is what? 3. Okay, let me get that one on my phone. Cervical cancer, we got that. Free hypertension and diabetes screening. I did not say that. Also free. So you have high blood pressure, PISADU, diabetes, free. Free adult hand surgeries, specialized surgery, canal. We have that. And stick bite stuff. The seniors, 80 plus. And that is at all the wellness centers, 80 plus. I think somebody called Real Issues and Shelton got some confirmation on that. And Jude Brown called in. And these services are free at the wellness center. Not yet at St. Jude, not yet at OKU, but at the wellness centers. Go to your wellness centers, 80 plus, you get that. All right? So, all of that, all of these things are free. Now, I thought I gave you the ones from Philip J. Pierre, that doesn't matter. Where, in terms of healthcare, we paid our debt to the Matnick Hospital, I did not give it to you. I did not send it to you. So I thought I did. So I'll not look for it now. It's going to take some time. Let me see from memory. So we paid our debt to Matnik. Maybe I'll do it on Thursday because healthcare is still very important. We paid our debt. So we cleared it, zero rated. So our balance is zero. So we can start again. So the medical people in Matnik can say, yes, they trust us. Imagine people borrowed $500 million for COVID and they did not pay a cent towards that, you know. Just as the people in Denry North, Larry Sus. There was grant let me take my time to say that. There was grant finance. You know what's grant financing? For those of you who don't know, not that you're stupid, but sometimes, let me break it down for you. The government received grant funds. In other words, that's money, that's free money, so to speak. Monies that we do not have to pay back. No interest. We just got that. That is money that they gave us to build a wellness center in Larry Sus, Denry. Kenny Anthony, it is like item budgeted for. But in 2016, unfortunately, we lost the election. New government came in. It was there. The money was there. But what happened? Sean Edward Saxima was the representative. And because of that, oh my goodness, because he did not belong, the people of Denry South, Denry North did not subscribe to the philosophy of Alan Shastney and his gang of misfits. That line item was taken away. The grant financing, you know, that's not a loan, that did not come from the treasury. That was a grant, a gift. And no wellness center was built. Can you imagine that? So the people of and let me tell you, people in Denver, if you all go and you all vote for these people, man, that says a lot about you all. The man made you all suffer because you all voted for Sean. And because Sean was SLP and in opposition, the Bellows doctrine was not applied to him, it was applied to you. A wellness center that was supposed to have been built with grant funds was scrapped. But thank God, we have righted that wrong. And you have a spanking new facility in Larry Sus. You know, we're taking care of the health needs of our people. It was needed. And a brand new, spanking new facility was built. That is how you take care of your health. That is how you take care of your people. Now, we're coming on to St. Jude. Because there's a lot more I can say, but I thought I'd queue it up. I apologize. I did not queue it up. I will do that on Thursday. Today's what, Thursday? On Tuesday? Tuesday next week. But let's listen to the Prime Minister. It's because St. Jude is coming up. Let's play video 5. It should take us to the end of the program.
And the people of the South will get a new facility. They will get a new facility. It's no longer they might get. They will get a new facility. Thanks to our friends from Saudi Arabia.
The government of St. Lucia, led by Prime Minister Honorable Philip J. Pierre, has achieved another significant milestone in the more than 13-year process to reconstruct the St. Jude Hospital, which was severely damaged by fire in 2009.
I say this with the confidence that the government that I lead, we've kept one of our major promises to the people of St. Lucia. And I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that.
Prime Minister Pierre has prioritized sourcing the financing needed to complete the project and pursued bilateral negotiations with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Within 2 years since Prime Minister Pierre assumed office in 2021, the Saudi Fund for Development has agreed to commit nearly $75 million for the purposes of completing construction works and procuring the necessary medical equipment, furniture and fixtures for the St. Jude Hospital.
Today marks an exciting and bright chapter for the both of our countries with the signing of development loan agreement worth $75 million for the reconstruction and rehabilitation for St. Jude Hospital. This project signifies Saudi Fund for Development committed to promoting sustainable development in St. Lucia.
In May, Prime Minister Pierre, Senior Minister for Infrastructure Honorable Stephenson King, and senior government officials received His Excellency Ahmed Al Khatib, the Minister for Tourism in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Chair of the Saudi Fund for Development, for an official tour of the construction site and the retrofitted George Odlum National Stadium, which is where the St. Jude Hospital has been operating since 2010.
And of course, the people of St. Lucia are going to celebrate this moment. In the Creole language, we say, Ipoko mem dusi ijado. It means that you have not even sweetened it, it's already sweet. And so, today, the signing ceremony is not just a symbolic thing, but rather it is to put the St. Jude's Hospital reconstruction project in overdrive.
St. Lucia's sports fans, athletics and football fraternities will be pleased to know that the funding from the Saudi government will also be used to rehabilitate the George Odlum National Stadium, having successfully restarted construction on the original construction site in November 2022 and secured the funding to complete the remaining construction phases. Prime Minister Pierre has finally ensured the transfer of St. Jude Hospital operations from the George Odlum National Stadium to its original home is imminent.
We cannot remain in the stadium for much longer. And this government, headed by Honorable Philip J. Pierre, is determined to look for all collaborations and to hold hands with all men and women of goodwill from all countries. And I'm so thankful that your country has stepped forth and your organization has stepped forth to say, yes, we are going to be part of humanity and we're going to assist you to develop your hospital.
Honorable Philip J. Pierre is now the fourth Prime Minister to oversee the morbidly delayed St. Jude Hospital reconstruction project. Various government audits and technical reviews on the reconstruction project have unanimously concluded continuing construction on the Phase 1 construction site, which was stopped for 3 years from 2016 to 2019, was the most fiscally prudent option to pursue. Furthermore, part of the original construction site could have been completed from as early as 2018, which could have facilitated the earliest transfer of St. Jude Hospital operations from the George Odlum National Stadium to the East Medical Wing of the original construction site. Office of the Prime Minister.
All right, there is more, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot more that we have done in health. And on Tuesday, God willing, I shall continue on that before I bring that to close. If you need any of those videos and the clips, just let me know, because you need to arm yourself with the knowledge. You would know and you could educate, especially the moderate Flabo friends. They are our friends, and we want them not to vote against themselves. We want them to vote for progress and for continued progress. So remember, the mood is red. As the President of the Republic of Liberia said, it's real economic development in all aspects, in all spheres, across all boundaries in St. Lucia. This is Terence Fernando signing out on behalf of Shaquan, my technician. For People First, I'll see you this afternoon, hopefully with Shelton, on the real issues. Until Tuesday, for another episode of People First, have yourselves a wonderful Thursday.